Play your role as a proud affiliate of Only Crits Dice. Check the link in the description for beautiful hard-edged dice sets as well as a coupon code in order to be able to get 15% off your next order. If you want amazing high-quality tabletop products as well as to support the channel, please go ahead and check it out. Enjoy the video. So recently I released a video talking about how to play an evil character at a D&D table, and one of the things I kind of nailed down was the best way I think you can do this is playing an evil character, but you go through the character arc to become the evil character. You don't start as one, you just eventually become one. And I do still stand by the fact that I think that is the easiest way to play an evil character at your table with the most effective gut-punching reality. However, a lot of people commented on that video about what if you wanted to start as an evil character, but redeem yourself. Go through the opposite into a redemption arc, and I couldn't not talk about this because I am a sucker for redeemed villains. Villains who genuinely try to become better, and even if they fail, they tried.
You actually liked me, didn't you? What am I doing? Why do I want to hurt you so bad?
This is one of my favorite character archetypes, and I really wanted to follow up on it, and so here we are. So, how do you play an evil character who redeems himself over the course of a campaign? Well, let's talk about that. Now, there's plenty of examples all over the place about how to play an evil character who's been redeemed, or at least seeing those types of archetypes in literature and media. Evil characters being redeemed are really fun, and they've actually become sort of a mainstream thing in kids' cartoons recently. Over the past decade or so, you've seen a lot of characters and a lot of TV shows with those sort of redeemed characters. She-Ra, Steven Universe, and I'll be honest, I'm a sucker for those shows. I love them. A lot of people will complain that I like them because the fandom sucks, and yeah, but I still love them, and I still love seeing redeemed villains. Because I really do believe, as a core part of my worldview, that everyone can be redeemed. Everyone has the ability to. It's about whether they choose to make the better decision. Choose to change and grow from who they are. And so when you're playing an evil character, being able to go through that arc is so satisfying. For the party, for the DM, for you. It's a great time, but it's hard. It's very hard because you constantly have to grapple with the fact that your character could be spiraling downward at any moment. If people make the wrong decisions, if you want to stay true to the character, it becomes really hard to rationalize that sort of stuff. And so how do you end up going about that? And that really is an important thing to ask yourself. It's an important question to have. How do you play this character that is riding on a thin line trying to do better?
Parker, now I remember you. You're Connor's student. Tells me you're brilliant. He also tells me you're lazy.
Trying to do better.
Well, here's how you do it, at least in my personal opinion. Number one, and I know this is obvious advice, but it needs to be said, make sure that your goals line up with the rest of the parties. Why do you want to take out the villain? Maybe you want to take out the villain because you also want to take out the world and they're going at it faster, so you have to join forces to take them down so that you can do it. I saw a lot of people say stuff like that in my comments, and I love that motivation. I think it's a lot of fun. Another thing that you could do in order to make sure that your goals align with the party is just consider what it is you're trying to do. Why are you evil, and what are your ultimate goals? If your ultimate goal is power, well then traveling with a bunch of people who keep running into magic items, that's a good way of gaining power. So do that. But you also have to find a way to have everybody around you tolerable. The villain inherently won't like being with other people. They tend to just not jive with them, to push against them because they want to be selfish for their own reasons. And you'll notice some of the things I'm saying here I've talked about in my previous videos. It has to be imperative that you find a reason to tolerate everybody around you. Yes, they can help you with your goal, but you should generally, if you're going to be redeemed, find redeeming qualities in them. Is the paladin so self-righteous that you just want to vomit? But yeah, you have to admit, there was that time where you were downed and she stepped over your body to take the blows so that they could get you out of there. Stupid, reckless, yes, but hey, that took a lot of guts, and they took on that monster so that you could get out, and you have to appreciate that. Or the rogue, are they incredibly snarky and boisterous and just so annoying, but damn it, you kind of wish that you had, well, some of the confidence that they do, because even though deep down you do display a ton of confidence, it's not as genuine as the rogue tends to be.
I wish I had your confidence.
See, there are a lot of different ways to find those different traits, and you'll notice that when evil characters are going through a redemption arc, most of the traits that they find redeeming in their party members are the ones they find the most annoying. There's always two sides to a coin. See, I'm married, and I love my wife very much. She does a lot of things that irritate me a ton. That is just part of marriage. However, it is the exact same things that she does that irritates me that when I look at it from a different angle is exactly why I love her. She's incredibly strong-headed and will push back against me all the time. irritates me. But she's incredibly powerful and insists on moving forward and persevering. That's what I love about her. It's those two different things of the exact same trait that cause me to realize it is all about how I look at it and why it is that I love her. And most of the time, evil people won't see it this way. They won't go ahead and look, oh, well, that trait that I find incredibly annoying, well, you know, I'm also gonna look on the other side of it and find it endearing. No, they'll generally just find the heroes annoying. But as the heroes take actions to continually prove them wrong, that these traits are not the worst thing in the world, that is what will begin to change their mind. So you have to keep a look at the other party members. And you'll notice this entire time I've only been talking about your party. There's a specific reason for that. If your villain, your evil character, is going to go through a redemption arc, it's going to involve the party. It's almost going to exclusively involve the party. Because here's the deal. If you have gone this long being evil, being set in your ways, it is going to take a constant force showing you otherwise and that there's a better way in order to be able to change. A positive influence. And that positive influence is going to be the party because it's what's changed recently. Up until now, you haven't had them. Now you do, and now you're being shown a different way to do things. And I do think it's important to remember that your motivation really doesn't need to end up changing. It's just the reason you're going about your motivation. For example, like I said earlier, you want to be the most powerful, or you want to take over the world. Okay, you're probably not going to change that, but why do you want to do it? You want to be the most powerful before because you never wanted to be seen as weak. But now it's because you can do more when you're powerful. You could do more when you're stronger. You can help more people. Or you want to take over the world. Okay, well, you still kind of do want to have that influence over the world, but now it's not so that you can rule with a tyrannical fist, but because the world generally needs some actual positive changes. The political climate is horrible. The economy is tanked. There does need to be a positive influence that goes out there, and so now maybe instead of trying to take over the world, maybe you run for office. Though there are some people who would say that that is the same as being evil. That being said, it is important to keep that in mind and to keep in mind your motivation and know that your character is probably not going to change what they want, but why they want it and how they're going to go about doing it. Hello everybody, and welcome to what is becoming a pretty regular segment in my videos called Jay from the Future, where Jay is editing his video and realizes that there's more he would like to say on the topic. I just want to cut in here for a second and say that while I am talking about the fact that your character will probably not change what they want, that's not necessarily true. See, a lot of times in character arcs, there are a few different things that a character has going for them. In this case, I want to talk about the difference between a want, a lie, and a need. Now, I've talked about this in my videos before, but for those who don't know, a want, a lie, and a need are three core parts of a character that will help figure out where they're going in their arc. The want is what they want in the world. In this case, as I've used in my example, wanting to take over the world. A lie is what's convinced the character that what they want is what they actually need. Ergo, I want to take over the world, but the lie has convinced me I need it because if I can't take over the world and gain that power, I am worthless. And the need is what the character will actually need, what they really truly need to be able to become a better person or complete their character arc. In this case, the understanding that the want to take over the world is not necessarily what they need, but instead they just need people to care about them. The real key in this is figuring out the difference and the similarities between the want and the need. Yes, they want to take over the world, but what they need is a family. The connection there is the fact that what they really want is to feel like they have a place in the world. So even if they figure out the lie and figure out that what they want is not actually what they want, it does not change the fact that the need was always the base part of that entire thing. Hopefully that makes sense. Back to the video. And it will take the party to do that. You're going to have to keep attention to your party and begin making different decisions. And when you do that and start making those different decisions, that's when your character begins to start to go through their arc, and know that there probably will be relapses. You will probably make bad decisions. Your character will probably begin backsliding. But it's the decisions that they choose to make in their darkest moments that will define whether this is a positive or a negative character arc. And if you do that, you could also, once again, probably play a pretty entertaining evil character at your table who goes through a redemption arc. So go out into the world and make it your own, you beautiful bastards. Don't forget to have a great day, and never forget to play your role. Thank you. Come again.